Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're doing well on today. I just want to share a few things with you. I was not going to be able to attend Ryan Coleman's Celebration of Life service on tomorrow, so I wanted to pay my respects this afternoon, and I went by the funeral home. Hoping to meet some of his family there that I remember from growing up in high school. But they were not there, but a few friends were there. When I opened the door to walk into the funeral home, I did not expect to feel what I felt. There were at least 5 other families there that were grieving the loss of their loved ones, and people were everywhere because it was, at least 5 families that were grieving all at the same time. I've never sensed that much grief in a place, and maybe because I was not aware that other viewing services were going on. But my heart was heavy for the families, knowing that these are the holiday seasons and they're hurting, and possibly tomorrow they will be laying the remains of their family members to rest. And I just felt just a strong desire and an urge to help. I've written a book, Just Beyond Grief, not knowing how much it would be needed. I also approve the grief support groups, did not know how much they would be needed. But I believe that God is calling many of us to heal the hurting, and there is a lot of hurt. This afternoon opened up my eyes to the amount of pain that people are suffering, as if they are those who have no hope. And that's how the world grieves, because many of them may not know Christ. But this level of grief that I experienced, and I knew the funeral home people, I knew the owner, but just the families, and walking past them to get to Ryan Coleman's viewing, it was difficult. It was difficult. I believe God has raised us up for such a time as this to relieve the pain and the suffering. Certain things we can't stop, but certain things we can be an answer and a solution to. And those of you who are really hearing me and hearing my heart, and understand that I'm called to the hurting. I've hurt before. I've had losses before. Now it's time for me and many others to help those who are suffering, like what I saw this afternoon. Not only did I see it, I felt it. I felt it deeply. I never want to see people suffer in that way. And I know people are going to pass it away. I know they're going to transition. I know that. But I just didn't see a whole lot of help for those people. Many of them seem lost. And now they have to think about tomorrow being in a service and going through those emotions again. I believe there's a great opportunity for us to really help and strengthen people. And I believe it's time for us to take full advantage of it through my book, Just Beyond Grief, through the grief support groups, through Refresh, through the ministry, leadership. We have to relieve them. We have to be there for them. And there are so many. So we have to pray to the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers, because the grief is so widespread and so heavy. People can't live under that type of stress and that type of grief. So I think it's time for us to gear up, and it's time for us to get busy so that we can relieve some of these people who may not know Christ in the way that we know Christ, but they know that there is hope somewhere. Well, we're that hope they're looking for. So let's gear up ourselves. Let's get serious about relieving the pain that so many people are experiencing, especially those who are experiencing pain and have no control over the reasons the pains are there. And through loss of lives, there's nothing we can do to stop people from leaving, but it is something we can do to help to relieve those who are still here. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers. And thank you for believing in what we do. And we will get people beyond the grief. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.